Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's happy hour that we've been looking forward to for 2 weeks. You might notice something different about me. I'm wearing my hair down tonight, which I normally never do. Oh, and also I have a watermelon on my head because we're here to celebrate Saskatchewan, and there's something really significant. And I did spend all afternoon carving this for this event. So I'm super excited to be here. This is like one of the most fun events I think we've ever planned. And we're so excited to have all of you joining. We have like a record crowd, and hopefully most of you got your box. If you didn't get your box, it's coming. You should have it in a day or so if you haven't gotten it already. For those of you who didn't make it into the top 50, I'm sorry, but the first 50 that did sign in did receive a box or will receive a box. And I'm going to let Steph get into that in just a few minutes. But again, thanks for joining us. We're super excited to be here with my really good friend, Steph Klovchuk. You'll meet her in a moment, and our friends from the Blackfox Distillery and Farm. So that's really exciting. Why are we talking about Canada? Why are we trying to inspire you? Because now's the time. It's getting really exciting. You're starting to see inter-province travel, which is amazing. So I think as of right now, we can now travel in BC within BC. So that's great. I actually got a head start and did a little traveling myself last weekend before they actually, sorry about that, but it was awesome. And the Yukon just made an announcement today. A few of the provinces in the East are now kind of bundling together. So it's a really exciting time. And it's really important for you guys as travel professionals to be able to be confident to sell Canada. You've got to plant the seed with your clients and let them know that they can go to you for Canadian product. That's so important. I remember walking into many agencies and having them say, yeah, well, my clients don't book Canada, or I don't book Canada. It's time to change that mindset. It's time to really focus and allow us to help you to sell Canada, because there's never been a better time. There's no crowds, no international guests here right now, so no crowds. So that's fantastic. We're being super safe, really careful. All of our products we're focusing on making sure that we have social distancing in place. Our small group tours that we're planning to have in the fall and in the winter, we're taking all the precautions necessary. We've made some incredible adjustments. We've actually reduced our group sizes even smaller. And you know, we've been doing small group tours for a long time. So we've been social distancing for forever, before it even became cool. So we're really excited about that. So before we go any further, I'm just going to give you a little bit more information. Give me 1 second here. I'm in control of this system tonight. So there might be a couple of glitches, but that happens sometimes with us, and you know that that's the way it goes. We'll do our very best. My name's Darcie. I'm the Director of Business Development for Anderson Vacations. My passion is not only travel, but Canada. I love it with all of my heart. And if you've been on our presentations in the past, you know how I feel about that. Been in the business for over 32 years, and there's no other business like travel. Oops. This is, okay, so I'm not gonna go into too much detail about our beverage of choice, because I'm gonna leave that up to Steph and her gang when they come on. But if you've got your boxes, I do have mine right here. So I've got my box nice and close, so we'll get into that in just a minute. And we've got a couple of awesome recipes. We're gonna send this out to you, and this is made with Blackfox gin, these lemon wings. I have not made these yet, but I'm going to, I promise. I'll see if I can take a picture of mine when I make them. We'll send this out to you. You don't need to take a picture of it. And then we actually have another recipe, a bonus recipe that we're gonna send out later. So it's a gin and tonic cake that is looks absolutely delicious. So let me just tell you a couple things that I know. What I know about Saskatoon is that, Saskatchewan overall, it's just a really awesome place. It's fun. Number one thing that comes to mind when I think about Saskatchewan and Saskatoon in particular is the people. They're lovely. And Steph and her crew, you're gonna see today with our live on location event, just how wonderful they are. Genuine and the highest integrity of anybody you'll meet anywhere. And Saskatoon has this really great vibe. It's, you know how I love talking about food, of course. Saskatoon has this incredible foodie scene, amazing restaurants, tons and tons of farm to table. They're really connected with their agricultural scene. So they like to use lots of local foods, and there's, I mean, all kinds of wonderful things that they're going to touch on today. So let me just make sure I haven't missed anything, and I'm going to see if I can share I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and then I'm going to have Steph turn on her camera. I'm going to ask you to turn on your camera, Steph. See how that works. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And Steph, are you there? Just give us 1 sec. Hello. Oh, is it Jeff's camera? Jeff? Jeff to start video. I'm going to mute me just so it doesn't make that feedback. Steph, are you there?
We're here, but the host. Oh, yeah, we got it.
There we go. Wonderful. Okay. There's Steph. Hello. Hi, Barb. Welcome.
Hi.
It's wonderful to have you. I'm going to shut me off. I'm going to leave it up to you guys to entertain this wonderful group that we have here today. Thanks for being here, you guys. It means the world to us.
Thank you, thank you. Nice hat, Darcie. Yeah, agreed. Thank you for representing Rider Nation. That is definitely something that we appreciate here in Saskatchewan. And hello, everyone. My name is Steph Klopchuk, and I'm the Vice President of Tourism Saskatoon. And it is our honor to be with you today. Just to make mention that we are coming to you live from Blackfox Farm and Distillery, which is on the traditional territory of the Treaty 6 First Nation and the homeland of the Métis. We're very honored to conduct our business here in this traditional territory and pay respect to our ancestors of this land. It is my absolute pleasure to be talking to you today, and I think that some of you opened your boxes before this moment, but we're going to have a little unboxing experience together. So if you haven't unboxed your box yet, thank you for following instructions. I know it's probably really hard to keep it just contained, but for now I really want everybody just to have a look at what's in there and explain to you what's going on. And all of this comes from right here in Saskatoon. So we'll start with your pea pops. Saskatchewan is an agricultural giant, and we are growing food for the world. And it's not just wheat, it's not just grain. We're the world's #1 pulse producer. So chickpeas, lentils, and even mustard. So what you have here is a little pea pod snacks. These are locally made here in Saskatoon and locally grown as well. And just an awesome thing to have by your desk in the daytime to snack on. The next is the cowboy caviar, hands down some of the best beef jerky in the world. It's super soft, all of it made here locally as well. And then of course we're going to get to the good stuff. So I'm going to let Barb talk about the gin, but I just want to make note of the little aromatic bundle that you would have gotten in your box today. This is a secret recipe from Blackfox, so I cannot divulge what's in there right now. But a few things that you might notice aromatically are the juniper berries, which is was obviously a key ingredient of gin, some cinnamon, some fennel, and I just encourage you all to take a great big whiff of that right now. Something that we really are so grateful here in Saskatchewan to have is nothing but space. But when we walk outside at this time of year, there is nothing but incredible smells to smell. Here on the farm, there are peonies growing everywhere. When we walk out into any of our landscape, we can smell sage. It's just an incredible sensory experience to be here at Saskatoon. So just keep these close to you, sleep with them by your bed, they're nice. So then finally, the gin and tonic that you would have received. So Barb and John here, the purveyors, owners, and operators of Blackfox Farm and Distillery, have won awards for their gin all around the world, and namely the World's Best Gin Award. I'll let Barb speak to her history, but what you've got here is the Blackfox Gin No. 3, a Fever Tree tonic. And you know what, I just want to make sure that everybody's aware that we are nothing here in Saskatoon without our partners. And to Darcie's point, what makes this place so great is our people. And we are so grateful to have some of the best people in Canada, the best people in the world to work with. And we've been grateful for our partnership with Anderson Vacations for so long. And without further ado, I'm going to just turn it over to Barb.
Well, good afternoon and welcome. I would love to welcome you with open arms. And open arms because we're staying 6 feet apart. Otherwise, we'd probably give you a hug. As you may have noticed, Steph and I are 6 feet apart, but that's more vertically than anything else. So what we're going to do is I wanted to show you how to drink your gin and tonic. Most of you know how to do that, and I'm sure it's nothing out of the unusual to open up your gin, open up your tonic and add it together. What I want to do is I want to show you though what a gin tonic is. These are small little differences, but there is a difference between a gin and tonic and a gin tonic. So when you're making a gin tonic, what we're going to do is we're going to add in lots of ice. There we go. You start with lots and lots of ice, is what we've got. Then what you're going to do, the beauty of a gin tonic is an embellished gin and tonic. What you're going to add is some of your favorite things. I'm going to add in some lime. And I'm seriously not making 2 for myself. I'm going to make 1 for Steph. Then I'm actually, whatever fruit you like, I have strawberries on hand, so we're going to add in some strawberries to this. There we go. Now, I don't know if those of you close by can see, I have a mint plant that we're going to sneak some of the mint from. This is one of the things that we grow outside because we like to have a living bar. When we serve cocktails outside, it's really nice to just pinch off the basil or the mint or the lemongrass and use that. Then we're going to take Blackfox gin number 3, and we're going to take 1.5 ounces of that. Anywhere from 1 ounce to 1.5 ounces is perfect. And add it in. There we go. And then to that, we're going to add our Mediterranean tonic. What makes it Mediterranean is that they have a specific set of floral botanicals that they use, is what they do. So it adds just a little bit of floral. When you add it in, there we go. So now we have the perfect gin tonic that you're going to serve on your deck or on your patio, and it's something that you can enjoy at any time of year. We like gin in the summertime, but we also like it in the wintertime. So I want to show you some of the things that you can do here at Blackfox, because luckily enough, we're not just a distillery, we're a farm as well. So
quickly, let's raise our glasses to everyone, all of our friends out there across Canada. Thank you so much for joining us. Cheers. We hope you're about to enjoy your Blackfox gin tonic. Follow up.
So we are very fortunate here at Blackfox to have a lot of space. As you might notice, we have a big patio here where you can come and see the patio, where you can have a cocktail out in the sunshine and enjoy what all the summer has to offer. There we go. Thank you. Okay, come along. Because not only on our farm do we have a distillery where we make gin and whiskey, but we also do a lot of other activities. We grow a lot of flowers. We have acres of cut flowers. We have about 100 different varieties that you can come and pick. So we have a you pick. What happens? You bring yourself out to the farm. You come on in. We'll supply you with a bucket and a pair of pruners, and then your job is to go out and pick the flowers. So if you come, I will show you where we're at. Because you're meeting us in May, it is, we're just at the end of June, our flowers are just getting started. So there's where they are. I don't know if you can pan and show the flower field. Past the tractors, that's where they are. And now the other best part about Blackfox is that we actually are allowed to do patio picnics out on the lawn. So if you take a look at our lawn, you can head on out there and bring a blanket. We'll bring you a cocktail. We have a nice picnic basket made with local meat products, bread products, and some local cheese. and you sit out and enjoy the view from up there. You can wander around with your cocktail and pick flowers if you like. But this is something that we were looking forward to having you guys come out and do here at Blackfox. So you can really experience what we've got going. We've got 50,000 gladiolas planted, so there should be enough for everybody when they come out. So now we'll go back in and I'll tell you a little bit about our distillery. And I don't know if you can pick up on Gladys, the guard dog here. She is an integral part of our operation. Come on in, we'll go into our still room here. So this is our distillery. What sets us apart from all the other distilleries is that we really truly value authenticity. We grow 90% of the ingredients that go into our bottle. We grow the grains, we grow a lot of the flowers, we grow a lot of the flavor components. In gin number 3, the gin that you have, it is made with calendula flowers that we grow and rhubarb. And so we're pretty excited to be able to offer that as something that we do here. That's truly what sets us apart from the other distillers, in that they may start from a neutral grain spirit where we create everything from scratch here at the farm. This is the still, and it has been custom made for us in Germany. We like to make a lot of different gins. So we make 6 different gins. We make one that's made with cucumbers. And believe me, if you come in August, you could come help me wash cucumbers if you like. And then we make one that's made with choke cherries, which is a berry that we grow here in the province. Our latest one is a boreal mint. So we have collected mint that grows wild up north and included that into our gin. Our next project is going to be whiskey, and we're really excited for the whiskey to come out. It happened to be named Best in Class at the Artisan Canadian Distillers Award. So I think it's something worth coming out to see us about. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about our name just before I finish, is that a black fox is from the red fox family. It is a genetic anomaly, and it is unusual and rare. We actually had a black fox living in our yard one summer. It came and it stayed for the whole summer with us. At one point, I got to see it and a red fox playing in the field. It's not something that you see every day, and it's something that really stuck with us. So we felt it was a nice sign. And so we named our distillery Blackfox because although there are many red fox is common, a black fox is unique. There are many distilleries in the world, but we feel that our distillery, Blackfox Farm and Distillery, is unique. So that is where the name came from. So if we carry on into back into the room here. All right. Sure, they've asked me now just to say a little bit about the bar. I can tell you a little bit more about the different gins that we have. The gin number 3, we have cucumber, that's gin number 7. We have mustard, that's gin number 10. And those names, 3, 7, and 10, we came up with all by ourselves. So what we've done is they're different recipes, and they refer to where we are on the curve. But we've also made another gin that I really would like to introduce you to. Actually, I'm going to get Steph to reach it because I can't. So the Haskap gin, Haskap is a berry that we grow on the prairies. It is native to Siberia, Japan, and northern Canada. We had a professor at the University of Saskatchewan who took a real interest in this berry. He did a lot of plant breeding to make them suitable for the province, and we're very pleased that he did it. It is a very dark purple berry. It's high in anthocyanins, very high in antioxidants, And we've taken it and turned it into a gin. And though I can't put this in writing, I can tell you at the Gin Masters Awards in the UK, just last week, it was named it was given a master medal. And master is better than gold. So not bad for a couple little peanuts out of Saskatchewan making some products. This gin is an oaked gin. It's rather unique because it's been in a barrel. You can see it'll be amber in color. It'll start off tasting like a whiskey and finish like a gin. So this gin we sent to the World Gin Awards in London, England, and we happened to win. So in my hands here is the world's best cask gin from 2017. And I sure hope that you have a chance to come out and taste it, because I think it is something that would whet your appetite when you get a chance to try it.
So thank you, Barb. I think that that's a great little introduction to what goes on here at Blackfox Farm and Distillery. This is truly a place that you can come and just settle in and feel the spirit of Saskatoon. And we haven't really heard a chance to hear Barb and John's story. And a big part of what we do here, and a big part of the traveler's experience when you come to Saskatoon, is to just immerse yourself in the stories of this place, from our indigenous culture to modern day culture. But I think Barb and John have a really unique story to tell. And so I'm going to ask this unscripted part. This is kind of where I'm going to do a little bit of an interview mode here, Barb, and just share a little bit. You guys were dairy farmers and grain farmers, and like how and why did this all become?
So that's true. My husband and I, our background is agriculture. We met in the College of Agriculture at the university. We went back farming, and we were fairly large grain farmers. We would farm 5,000 acres, and we had what we wanted is that we wanted to do something that was closer to the customer. The problem with being a grain farmer is that you never get to see the end user of your product. You never get to interact with them and find out, yes, you did a good job, or no, you could improve. And that was something that really appealed to my husband and myself. And so we decided to make that big leap and leave the grain farm and do something different. And this is the something different that we came up with. Originally, it was supposed to be vegetables in a winery. It turned out to be flowers in a distillery. So there's been a few pathways that we took or didn't take along the way, but it's been an interesting ride.
Awesome, thank you. So we're just kind of nearing the half-hour mark, and I just want to be mindful of that, but also be mindful of the fact that I've got an opportunity now just to share a little bit more of our Saskatoon story. And then to wrap everything up, we're going to invite some of our other team members who are on the call and in the building today to just join us and say thank you for joining us, first of all. But you know what, I really, for all of those of us who are Canadian, and I believe that all of us are Canadian on this call today, if you haven't been to Saskatoon and if you haven't been to Saskatchewan, now is your chance to come. There is nothing but wide open space in Saskatchewan, but we aren't just the flat province that you may think we are. We are truly a city, an urban center on the edge of nature, and within an hour from us can be in some of the most beautiful boreal forests, surrounded by wildlife, some of the best fishing on the planet. But here in our urban center, we have an absolutely world-class culinary scene. And some of our chefs are being nationally and globally recognized. But just last week, one of our restaurants was nominated and are named on Canada's top 100 restaurants, and that was Park Restaurant. And all of that food is literally being grown right here. And that's something that we've really experienced during this pandemic, in that all of us have transformed our behaviors and have been able to eat locally pretty much every day. And so that's an experience we really want to share with Canadians, not only so people can come here and just regain a sense of connection during this crazy time, but also because I think that there's a lot of thought about what Saskatchewan is in this country, and it's not very true. So we invite you all very much to join us. We thank our partners at Anderson Vacations. Darcie, is there anything else that you'd like to say before we do our cheers?
Yeah, definitely. We have some questions, actually.
Yeah.
So first of all, I gotta admit, I wasn't a gin girl before, but I'm a gin girl now.
Thanks, Darcie.
It is so good. And something else I wanted to point out, because I've been sitting here sweating, I am wearing my Saskatoon. And I was drinking out of my Saskatoon water bottle.
Oh my God, representing.
Earrings.
Good.
So here's the question. They all want to buy it. They want to know how they can get your product, Barb. Can they buy it?
Oh, so one of the big things that we are very pleased is I'm going to start by talking about terroir. Terroir is something that everybody talks about in the wine industry, and it's very prevalent as a term that's associated with France in particular. But what it refers to is the flavors that come from a certain region that's due to the environment of that region, which includes the climate, includes the topography, it includes the soil, but it also includes the skill of the farmers that farm that land, the varieties that they choose, the actual grains that they want to grow. And that is something that we have in spades here in Saskatchewan, especially right where we are. We are known as the bread basket of Canada. We're known to produce the best grains in the world to make bread, to make pasta. So why couldn't we take those grains and make the best spirits out of it? And that's what we set out to do, because we firmly believe that we have the terroir right here in our location to make those best spirits. So the grain that's used in gin number 3 is actually triticale. Triticale is a hybrid grain that's a cross between wheat and rye. It's an old variety that was actually developed by plant breeders to prevent people from starving in the 1800s, and then revisited again in the 1940s. So it's one of the ingredients that we use in here. We also use the rhubarb and the calendula, and then that little satchel that we sent out, that's our 11 secret herbs and spices. Only there's 15 of them, and some of them aren't so secret.
And where can they get this? Can they buy it in a BC liquor store? I'll run through all the questions for you guys. Can they buy it in a BC liquor store, the gin?
Not yet. We are working with BC right now to get our products listed in BC. They are available in Ontario and in Alberta, and of course in Saskatchewan, which is all the more reason to visit us here.
Not Quebec either yet?
Not yet, I'm afraid.
Do you do tastings where people come in, and if they do tastings, what is their cost for it?
Yes, we do tastings. We do. If you just come in to sample something, we do samples at no charge. But if you want a more embellished experience, we can do a tasting that's $10 per person, where...
Oh, we got a freeze right there. Give us a second while we're frozen, everybody.
Something that we do. We also book in tours where we'll do a tour of the farm. We'll talk to you about how we got here, what the process is. It takes about 2 hours, and of course it includes a gin cocktail.
Fabulous. There's some really great comments. Celine says, I'm so happy and delighted to see women in function with this type of business.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cheers to you. Can they order online and have it shipped?
We can ship in Saskatchewan, we can ship into Alberta. We are just working with the liquor boards across the country to see what's possible. Before COVID, it was not allowed. Now with the COVID-19 sanctions that are in place in many different locations, they are reviewing it. So hopefully we'll be able to ship shortly. Unfortunately, right now, it's easier for us to ship across the world, across the globe, than it is for us to ship across the country.
And why did you choose gin as your feature drink tonight?
Because gin is fun. Gin is a lot of fun. It is something that you can actually take, and with different botanicals, you can make so many different varieties. It was also something that was easy to ship because you offer a gin and tonic, and that way we could share it with everybody. I've got a fantastic recipe for a gin gimlet that you should try. So if I could, it's fresh lime juice, honey syrup, and gin, and it's a simple, very refreshing cocktail. So that is why we chose to ship gin. That's also why we chose to make it, because we can have a lot of fun with different flavors.
And you're open all year round, Barb?
Yes, we are.
Fantastic. And you just have one distillery.
You can't pick flowers in December in Saskatchewan.
Okay. What about accommodations? People are saying, where should they stay if they want to come to this area and then come see you? Like, what's close? How far away are you from Saskatoon? You're right there?
So we are exactly 13 minutes from downtown. You could do it in less time, but I wouldn't recommend it because we have very nice police officers here in Saskatoon. There are several hotels around. There is in Stonebridge, there are some right downtown. You can actually get to our place from anywhere. You can Uber it out here. You can take a taxi. We are literally 5 minutes out of the city.
Fantastic. And John McIntyre, my buddy, he already looked to find out where he could get it in Calgary. So he knows which liquor store. So
Perfect.
that must mean that it's pretty good. Now, looking at the questions and answers. I'm also going to go to the comments if you have a couple minutes. Your whiskey, John's asking when your whiskey will be ready.
Our whiskey is going to be released this fall. And the reason I'm not going to give you an exact date is that COVID-19 thing played a little havoc with our whiskey bottles coming in. So they have just arrived. We were hoping for them sooner, but the samples have just arrived. And when we approve them and make sure that everything's in order, then we can get the rest of them in. And unfortunately, we don't have an exact date for that yet.
There are some fabulous comments about the gin, people loving the experience, how great it tastes. Helen is actually coming to see you on Sunday, so you need to watch Helen.
Good.
So, and that's great. Lots of cheers. I'm just gonna make sure I haven't missed anything. People talking.
We're very lucky right now. The peonies are in bloom, so people can come out and pick their own peonies in the field right now. And we have lots of peonies.
Fabulous. I just love all the comments from everyone. I can't thank you guys enough. This is our first live event. It went off without a hitch. You guys are amazing. Your passion is awesome. Steph, you are just my idol. I just love you to bits. You're so wonderful. You're so full of life and your passion comes through. And I love how you connect with the locals in Saskatoon, because that's what it's all about, is really connecting with these. There's Jeff. Hi, Jeff. How are you?
We're bringing everybody in now.
Okay, well, I'll let you take over. Hi, Trace. So you go ahead, Steph. You do the cheers.
Thank you for those kind words, Darcie. And honestly, if you are looking for a Canadian vacation for your clients, Anderson Vacations have been great partners of ours in developing new itineraries to Saskatoon. This is a new venture for Saskatoon, and we're so honored to be seen within Anderson Vacations books now. And truly, please do come and check us out. We've got lots of information on our website, but we just want to raise our glasses to all of you right now. And through these hard times in our industry and in the tourism sector, we know we are going to get through this. We share our love and our gratitude for all of you here from Saskatoon. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers. Cheers.
Have a great evening. Thank you so much for spending some time with us.
Thanks, everyone, for joining us. We'll see you again in 2 weeks.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Cheers.
Come see us.
Oh, that's good.
It's really good.
It is really good.
Oh, no,